Hey dolls, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited because today I'm going to try a Korean cushion foundation. I'm not quite new to cushion foundation, but I'm really excited about this brand because I have seen this in many Korean and Asian vloggers and they rave about this foundation. And the good thing with this is that it comes in 4 shades. Usually when I get cushion foundation, my main complaint is that they don't have a lot of shade range. So I really like that this one caters to medium skin tone. It doesn't cater to a really dark skin tone, but it can cater to like an NC30 to an NC35 if you are a MAC user. So this is Clio's Kill Cover AMPOULE foundation. And since summer is coming soon, crossing our fingers, this foundation is really good because this has SPF 50. I'm going to read the claims about this foundation. So this foundation claims to deliver pearl-like radiance to your skin. It provides perfect coverage that evens out your skin tone and conceals imperfection. It has high moisturizing G2 ampule, nourishing birch sugar, and natural ceramides that help improve the skin barrier. And instead of purified water, coconut water is infused to leave your skin feeling more hydrated. High density moisture reaches deep into your skin. It's perfect coverage with excellent staying power and moisturization. Buildable and light sliding powders leave the skin feeling fresh and moisturized. A network system incorporating highly resilient and adhesive polymers enables Kill Cover to finely adhere to your skin and simultaneously deliver excellent staying power. This costs 43 Canadian dollars for 15 grams, which is quite pricey. But this foundation comes with a refill with that 43 Canadian dollars, so I think it's actually a really good deal. I really love the packaging of this. It actually looks like a high-end packaging. It has this gold packaging and then it has this embossed Kill Cover logo. It's actually really nice. And inside you'll see the puff, which is really dirty now. That's the only thing. But I'm going to wash this after because I already applied it on my face. But I really like that it has a separation between the puff and the foundation. So it's sanitary, and sorry if I used it, like I put the excess here. I really like that it has separation from the sponge and the product itself, and it has a big mirror. When it comes to scent, it has like a mild soap perfumey smell, but it's very mild, and once you put this on your face, you wouldn't even notice it. When it comes to shade, it comes in 4 shades. The first shade is Lingerie, which is a rose beige. The second shade is Linen, which is a yellow-based natural beige. The third shade is Ginger, which is what I got, and this is a medium beige. And the last shade is Sand, which is a brown beige. So before we try it on, I'm just going to put my primer, and I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And then we're going to use the foundation. So I've learned that to properly use the cushion, you have to press the puff in the middle. So you got that. And then you're going to tap the excess on the cap, and then you're going to apply it on your face. And we're going to concentrate on like the V shape. Oh, it smells so good actually. It's a little fair for my complexion, but we'll work with it. So now that I've tapped it, I'm just going to drag onto the outside. One press is actually a lot. Like it covered like all my redness. I didn't expect this with a cushion foundation. I thought I'm just going to have like a tinted moisturizer look, but this is a very good coverage. But look at that. You can see that the coverage is almost medium to full. So I'm not gonna put more of the product in my puff. I'm just going to use the excess on the other side. I think I put too much, like that one press is too much. So again, concentrating on the V and then dragging the excess outwards. Okay, this is way better. This application on the right side is so much better because I think I really put too much on the other side. And whatever I have left on the cap, I'm just gonna swipe it and use that. I'm gonna swipe that again and use that here. And then I'm just going to use the side of my puff and just grab a little bit more product, tap the excess again on the cap. I think I didn't tap too much a while ago, that's why it's like heavy. But okay, now I'm learning to be super light-handed over this. And the puff is actually not absorbing the product, which is good, so you can really get a lot of the product in just one press on the foundation. I'm gonna drag this down, and here's my full face with the foundation. So first impression, it was quite hard to put the foundation on my nose. It was kind of slipping and sliding on that part. I don't know if I just didn't put enough primer on that, but it's very soft to the touch. Like, my face feels super hydrated. The shade though, this is what's hard about a cushion foundation. I know that it comes in one more darker shade and I should have gotten that, but it is so hard to get. It's always out of stock. So I got the shade Ginger, which is the second to the darkest shade, and I think I can work with this. I think I just need to put a bronzer around my face and this could work. So I'm just going to finish my makeup and then we're going to put this foundation to the test. We're going to do a photography test with flash and non-flash. We're also going to do a transfer proof test, and we're also going to do a waterproof test. So okay, so I finished my makeup. My main concern about this foundation is that it keeps on moving on me. I had to powder this part and now I can see a little buildup on here. This side though is really good. So I think when it comes to application, I actually like when I had put on a good amount of product on my face and then just distribute it. Then thinner application and little by little. I actually like this side better, the side where I put a lot of foundation and then I just blended it. Then on this side where I put a small amount of foundation and I just added little by little. Because this side is really flawless. Like, I look like I have a really healthy skin. I like that it's full coverage. It really covered a lot of my imperfections and I didn't have to conceal on the side of my nose and under my eyes. The coverage is really, really good. And I like that my skin looks very healthy. I was complaining about the shade a while ago, but now that I have my full face makeup on, I think that the shade actually adapted to my skin. The shade Ginger, it doesn't look too fair on my skin now. So I'm not complaining about the shade anymore. If you guys are in my shade, I'm usually an NC30 with MAC. I think that Ginger would be good, but I think it would be better if I just opted for the darkest shade. But I'm not complaining about it now that I have the contour and the blush. I think that the shade is now okay. When it comes to blurring my pores, I think it's okay. It didn't highlight my pores, but it didn't also hide my pores. But now we're going to do the transfer proof test and the waterproof test. So I'm going to use a tissue and press it. There's actually a lot of transfer. The thing is this a foundation or is this my blush? I'm not too sure. I'll put it on my forehead because I didn't put a lot of bronzer there. Let's put it in the middle of my forehead. Yeah, there's still transfer there. And I'm not really surprised that there is because this is quite creamy and dewy. So if you want this foundation to last, I think that you really need to set it. But just make sure that everything is well blended before setting it, or else you're gonna have something like this on my right side, like a clump of foundation. And let's do the water test. Do the water test on my hand because I don't want to ruin my makeup. I'm just gonna put foundation here and then set it a bit and spray water. So the water actually beat it up on my hand and it didn't disturb the foundation, so I could say that this is waterproof. So now that I have tried this on, let's move on to photography test. So this is what it looks like on photos without flash, and this is how it looks like with flash. So I'm going to let this foundation stay on my face for at least 6 hours. So I'm going to update you on the 3rd hour and on the 6th hour. So on the 3rd hour, the foundation is really thinner and I have no foundation on the side of my nose. So yeah, on the 6th hour, I could tell that I have less foundation on my face. I'm actually very oily on my forehead as well. I don't know why. Maybe I touch my face, but there's like one spot here without foundation, or like you can see that something has moved. And I'm not surprised. My right side has all that problem. It's like cakey and like something is dropped off. But even on my left side, the side of my nose doesn't have any foundation anymore. But the good thing about this foundation is you can do a retouch. So wherever you find you need more foundation or you need to retouch, you can just put it on top and it wouldn't disturb the makeup that you already have on. Maybe because the sponge is very flat, so it applies really well. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't mind retouching, then this is good. But if you're looking for a long wearing foundation that doesn't need to be retouched, then this might not be a good foundation for you. So here are my final thoughts. I'm giving this foundation a 3 or maybe a 3.5 out of 5. And here are my pros and cons. My number 1 pro for this foundation is that it's very full coverage. It really covered the redness on my face and a lot of my hyperpigmentation, especially when freshly applied, and a little foundation goes a long way. So you just have to be careful when using this because you can be overusing it and underusing it. I'm gonna get into that for my con. My second pro is that it can be layered even on top of a set makeup. Like I've told you, this is not long wearing, so you have to retouch throughout the day. But the good thing with this is that you can retouch your already set makeup and it wouldn't disturb that. So I like that about this foundation. And my third pro is that it looks like a skincare more than a makeup. Like when I applied it on my face really felt moisturized, and when I look at the mirror, my face is really glowing and my skin looks healthy overall with this foundation. And my last pro is that it has a high SPF. It has an SPF 50, which is actually higher than what I usually use on my face when I put on SPF. So it's good because you don't have to buy a foundation and SPF. This is a combination of both products in one. Now let's go with the con. So my first major con is that it has a learning curve when it comes to application. As you notice, my left side is way better than my right. I don't know what I did to my right. If I powdered it wrong, it's the fact that I put little by little instead of putting a lot and then just blending it out. So I still have to learn how to properly apply this. And I use mostly cream products, so cream bronzer and cream blush, and I didn't have a problem with that. The problem I had is when I had to put powder under my eyes and on the side of my nose. That's when some of the parts of my right side became really cakey. So maybe that's the reason. So if you're using this alongside with the powder, just test first. Do like a little experiment on how to use this with powder. I just use my normal powder, which is the RCMA translucent powder. But maybe I should be using another kind of powder. I'm not too sure. But it has a learning curve when it comes to layering this foundation with powders. And my second con is that it's not too long wearing. I mean, I don't mind it because my face doesn't look bad. When you look at my face, I really look like I have glowing skin, so I don't mind that. But when you look up close, you'll really see the faults on my skin. Like you really see the cakiness under my eyes and on the side of my cheeks. But personally, like, I don't really mind it. I know that this is supposed to be a con, but I'm actually loving this like natural thin foundation on me. And the fact that it has SPF 50, I'm really liking that because I'm in a hunt for a good SPF, and it's going to be summer soon and I just always need something on my face with SPF. So I'm going to experiment more on this foundation. I'm going to try like a different primer, a different powder, and I'm going to put it on the description bar below. Maybe next week I have another update about it. So that's it. I'm going to update you in the description bar below maybe after a week or 2 weeks when I experimented this with a new primer or powder or a new application technique. But that's it. Thank you so much, dolls, for watching. I hope that you liked this video and I hope that you learned something from it. Don't forget to share this video to people who also loves foundation and Korean foundation. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll always be updated once a new video is out. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, dolls, for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Keep safe.